Good morning, how are you? Shut up! Don't give me the small talk, give me the big talk. 1,000,000,006. Oh, I love that big talk, give me some more. Elephants, elephants, oh, I love that big talk, give me some more. No, I hate to talk the big talk, I love to talk the small talk. All right, go ahead. Flies, mice and spiders, mice, spiders and spice. Spies, mice and sliders, mice, spiders and flies. Are you finished with your small talk? Yes. Goodbye. Good morning, how are you? Shut up! Don't give me the big talk, give me the small talk. 1,000,000,000th of 6. Oh, I love that small talk, give me some more. Microscopes, microscopes, oh, I love that small talk, give me some more. No, I hate to talk the small talk, I love to talk the big talk. All right, go ahead. Cows, yaks and mammoths, max, yammers and cows, yaks, yams and camels, tex, yammers and mouse. Are you finished with your big talk? Yes. Hello.
I'm her mother and she's got me on the run. Meadow baby, my meadow baby, got her finger around the trigger of her gun. I'm not the sort of person she'll ever was any other day, I'd turn and walk the other way. Today, I'll stay, not walk away. Hey, I'm a foot without a sock, without you. setting sun in front of me. And the world goes hot, and the city takes, and the beat goes crashing all along the way. She is your friend, to winter, swear I'll be there. Chill will wake you high and dry. You wonder why. Walk out to winter, swear I'll be there. You'll find snow fine. This is life. This is life.
I'm so happy that love has come around. I'm so happy about the girl I found. I feel like summer's favorite meal. No sweetener, no additives, the flavor is real. Go back, I can't go back. Go forwards, I must go forward. Go back, I can't go back. Living like I did before. Go back, I can't go back. Go forwards, I must go forward. Go back, I can't go back. Living like I did before. Living like I did before. I'm so happy that love has come around. I'm so happy about the girl I found. I feel like someone's favorite meal. No sweetener, no additives, the flavor is real. Go back, I can't go back. Go forwards, I must go forward. Go back, I can't go back. Living like I did before. Go back, I can't go back. Go forwards, I must go forward. Go back, I can't go back. Living like I did before. Living like I did before. Go back, I can't go back. Go forward, I must go forward. Go back, I can't go back. Living like I did before. Go back, I can't go back. Go forward, I must go forward. Go back, I can't go back. Living like I did before. So living like I did before. I'm so happy that love has come around. 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 I'm so happy that love has come around.
But you've no idea where that cock has been. You said you were careful, you never were with me. I heard you did it 4 times, but Johnny's coming back's a 3. She was the best shag I'd ever had. That doesn't mean I'm saying bed-wise you were bad. I think you were working. We got a hotel. We didn't have anything, but I thought I might as well. I never told you the rest. I was drunk and I told you I was thinking about a test. You know I just said it for effect. Then you laughed and said I'd fuck anything in a skirt once I'm a red. And she's a famous harlot in this town. I know enough to, but still I couldn't turn her down. He said I'm an arsehole. What was I thinking? It's far too easy to blame it on the drinker.
Jesus don't want me for a sunbeam, 'cause sunbeams are not made like me. And don't expect me to cry for all the reasons you had to die. Don't ever ask your love of me. Expect me to lie, don't expect me to cry, don't expect me to die for thee. Oh Jesus, don't want me for a sunbeam, 'cause sunbeams are not made like me. Don't expect me to cry for all the reasons you had to die. Don't ever ask your love of me. Don't expect me to lie. Don't expect me to cry. Don't expect me to die for thee.
host this Eve, Mr. H.O.T. And I guess you get splashed with the tech. Nobody go till the God say so. You got a second or more to run for the dough. Before I blow back off the map contact, you didn't know Stack could get down like that.
And when I get that feeling, I can no longer slide. I can no longer roll, no. And when I get that feeling, I can no longer hide. Thoughts no longer fall, no.
All day, every day.
Yeah, you can say what you want, but it won't change my mind. I feel the same about you. And you can tell me your reasons, but it won't change my feelings. I feel the same about you.
See my pinky, see my thumb. See that kid with the pump shotgun. Mr. Mac, pump the foremost death. Cats is dead wrong, songs too long. Mr. Big Mouth, could that be trap? You need to dish out your style, no doubt. Shallon strut through the Shallon slum. Rum on my Shallon drum.
And when I get that feeling, I can no longer slide. I can no longer roll, no. And when I get that feeling, I can no longer hide. Thoughts no longer fall, no.
All day, every day.
Yeah, you can say what you want, but it won't change my mind. I feel the same about you. And you can tell me your reasons, but it won't change my feelings. I feel the same about you.
All day, every day.
Yeah, you can say what you want, but it won't change my mind. I feel the same about you. And you can tell me your reasons, but it won't change my feelings. I feel the same about you. I've said goodnight, tried to sleep time.
One time for your crooked ass. What? Two time for your crooked ass.
I just dream of being. Go close your eyes, cause I close mine.
3 time for your crooked ass. What? 4 time for your crooked ass.
You dream of me, yeah. You can say what you want, but it won't change my mind. I feel the same about you. And you can tell me your reasons, but it won't change my feelings. I feel the same about you.
All day, every day.
Well, you can say what you want, but it won't change my mind. I feel the same about you.
Mama, you the savior, your ladies,
And you
man.
can tell me the reasons, but it won't change my feelings. I feel the same about you.
All day, every day.
Yeah, you can
Let this
say
whip up,
what
get
you
up, get
want,
hit up,
but it
wet up.
won't change
When you
my
step up
mind.
to
I feel
challenge.
the same.
Staten Island, bring the balance. No soft and smiling, you better check your calendar. Apparatus coming through from status connected. Lethal weapon, lethal injection. Jaja blazing all day, every day with the souffle. On your cash, got to react, jump back, kiss yourself before you get smacked. By the mic apparatus coming through with the status connecting. Lethal weapon, lethal injection. Vision of the scene, like Gene when I hack in the unforgiven. Locked and rolling in the routine.
And it's your young voice that's keeping me holding on to my darling, to my darling. And it's your young voice.
Hello, who's there? Who's that? Oh, hey, how you doing? Not bad, not bad. It's been, whatever. Wait, listen, are you in town?
No, I'm not in town, unfortunately.
Well, so what's up?
I know you don't like to do it, but we need to talk money.
Yeah, I was expecting the call. So,
Really?
yeah, okay, fire away.
So what surprised, Douglas.
Well, what's the percentage?
50-50. 50-50, like usual.
There's no way, no way. Come on, 70-30, that's what we're pushing.
50-50.
60-40.
No, you know it has to be 50-50.
Never 50, well, it's always been 50-50. But what about the percentage?
Are you talking? Yeah, you have to say that, right?
I have to say that, it's my job to talk discount and percentage. So, yeah, anyway, come on.
25%.
For what? No. 10%. 10%.
You are the toughest, Douglas. You know it has to be 25%. He's a very important client.
But you're the one that taught me never more than 10%, Olivier.
That's right. But you know, when it's a very important man, we have to make an effort. And 20%, I think, is a fair deal.
I don't really give a fuck how important he thinks he is. 10%, that's it. Bang.
Douglas, please. He's a very important man.
I don't care. We can't go. Nothing more. 10%. It's over.
Okay, well, I have to say that if you don't give him what he wants, he's just going to buy Gillian Waring, Damien Hirst, Steve McQueen, Martin Creed, Simon Starling, Grayson Perry, Chicks and Spade. Is it what you want?
Rip it down. Brush it up. Rip it down. Brush it up.
don't see the point in going on. Nothing in life is set in stone. There's nothing that can be turned around. Nobody wants to feel alone. Everybody wants to love someone. Out of the tree go pick a plum. Why can't we all just get along? Boys in the girls' room, girls in the men's room. You free your mind and your androgyny. Boys in the parlor, they're getting harder. I'll free your mind and your androgyny. No sweeter taste that you could find than fruit hanging ripe upon the vine. There's never been an oyster so divine, a river deep that never runs dry. The birds and the bees, they hum along like treasure that twinkle in the sun. Get on board and have some fun. Take what you need to turn you on. Boys in the girls' room, girls in the men's room. You free your mind and your androgyny. Boys in the parlor, they're getting harder. I'll free your mind, I'll free your mind, I'll free your mind, I'll free your boys. Through hand closed doors.
she's talking. And I need all that stuff. Give me some of that stuff. I want your candy. I want your candy. And I need, give me some of your stuff. Give me some. I want your candy. I want your candy. I want your candy. I want your candy. I want stuff.
Angers, Cauchemar de la moderne, c'est un film d'épouvante. Oui, je veux voir cette film. D'accord, ça commence à 3h, c'est parfait. Après le film, tu peux venir à la discothèque? Oh non, je suis fatiguée. Si on reste à la maison et regarder la télé.
Women of the world, take over. Because if you don't, the world will come to an end. And we haven't got long. Men have had their shot. And look at where we've got. Women of the world, take over. Because if you don't, the world will come to an end. and we haven't got long. Women of the world, take over, because if you don't, the world will come to an end, and we haven't got long. Women of the world, take over, because if you don't, the world will come to an end, and we haven't got long. Men have had their shot, and look at where we've got. Women of the world, take over, because if you don't, the world will come to an end, and we haven't got long. Women of the world, take over, because if you don't, the world will come to an end, and we haven't got long. Women of the world, take over, because if you don't, the world will come to an end, and we haven't got long. Men have had their shot, and look at where we've got. Women of the world,